it feels really um, feels like there's a pain. It's always at the exact same spot, and I can't get rid of it. Like sometimes if I go for
Mm.
uh, very long walks, then it's more pronounced. And I don't feel it in the happy body or any of these exercises because
Mm.
that's not a problem. When I'm just, stationary or even doing the snatches, then that's not a problem, but it's more something that comes up also with like if I dance out for a long time, then it also comes up. Um, yeah. And I can't really figure out yet what it is. And yeah.
Mm. Is your backpack fitted correctly? Because
Yeah,
for a
yeah.
backpack, your hips should take it, not your shoulders.
Yes, 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 yes,
Mm.
yes, yes. Totally, totally.
So when you
Um,
put your head down, this is where you mentally can stretch your neck, your head, twist before you put down a little bit more than normal. So when you lower your body down to the ground,
yeah,
so when you are here, and then when you put down, you can put down a little bit, now twist a little bit more to the feeling, and then you release completely. So, it can be here, it can be right there when your ear is completely on the ground, right? Or it can be
yeah.
somewhere. But the twist of the hat before you really lay down your hat is a mental activity. So, in this twist, you create the capabilities, possibilities for stretching or improving mobility before the head is down.
Okay.
So my usually is when I turn, my ear is on the ground. And if I feel something, then there is some limitation that needs to be corrected. But
So your ear is
move
okay.
the head to the level that you start feeling something and no more. You understand?
And once you're saying once you feel something, if I go
Yeah,
with
you
my
feel, then you
ear
lower
on
to the
on the
ground,
floor,
you lower to
then
the
I
ground, and then you
yeah.
release the breath, and then you release the stretch and everything else. So that's where the exhale should take about 2, 3 seconds. So you
Yeah.
give the body the gravity, you give the gravity to catch up with the body.
Okay.
If you rush, then, and of course, you will miss it. Everything will become, mental and not uh, something that you could correct by gravity that applies to the stretch.
Yeah. That's interesting. I haven't thought about like especially in the arches and these exercises that much in detail about it. But yes, of course, you can alter how much you want to tilt your head, of course.
Yeah,
I
and
take
then
the
you,
time always with the breath, and like the gravity, I do take this time, but I mean, these are the last couple of percentage points of perfection that are necessary, I think. Yeah.
and then you go to one side or the other, right? So
Yeah.
you have the juxtaposition, and you have the ability to really sense that how much the head goes to the right and where is a little bit tension, right? So when I release, I have a little bit tension on the top, on this side. Well, on this side, yeah, the same way, the same on the top. So then you feel it, and then you exhale. So first, when you feel it, when you turn the head, and you exhale, and you will give a little bit more stretch on top of. But it's just the gravity release, not any more mental move of the head.
Yeah. Last question, since we're already talking about exactly this exercise. In sequence 2, the arch, you have your hands when you're on the floor spread
Yes.
out like. Do you give any pressure on the arms on the floor or none when you go
No,
up?
no, nothing.
Zero,
It's
right?
only when
Zero.
you move the forearms off the ground, right? Then your elbows stay on the ground. But the head is a snake. So it's a snake idea that when you go down, you see, it's a snake. It's not really no action here at all. And then that snake, when the head is going up, then so you can see that there is no push. Because if I push, then it will go to my lumbar. What we want to do, we want to create only the arch from the cervical to the thoracic spine. So it's like a snake, you see. And when you lift, and now it's your stretch. So you move the forearms off the ground to know that you are in the stretch position.
Oh, I never
Yeah.
moved forearms off the floor. I didn't know
Well,
you do that.
but I like because I think we can't do it yet, Margaret. I can't. I
Maybe.
cannot move my forearms off yet. Like I'm not
Yeah,
at this point
if
yet.
you're not flexible because you cannot move those forearms, but you have to try to
Yeah, I never even tried on
at
the
least
cast.
attempt,
I can't
right?
either.
So you have at least attempt the move. So there is a 90 degrees between forearms and the bicep. The head is to the side. And when you move, you inhale, you tight, you lift like a snake, you see? And then that's the lift hands. And now you have count of 5 to do the final stretch. And you lift your forearms off the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Wow.
And then you go down. So it's a snake. And then you exhale, of course, right? But the body is completely relaxed. The head is the drive. And
Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
and that's why we call it fly up, because it's like up, right? But the beginning, if the head is here, so it should be like this, you see?
Mhm.
So that's the thoracic spine here, and that's your feet. And then you nicely move up like that. So that's your spine on the top, right? That's your neck and the thoracic spine. That's the head. And the head
So
drives, the top of the head drives the movement up like a snake, because the spine is really a
and the
snake.
lumbar is not working at all. The lumbar does nothing.
No, that's the point, that you keep your elbows on the ground. So let me see. So your lumbar stays not active. That's why it's the snake, that
Yeah. Yeah.
you don't want to create this, right? You just want to create that without the lumbar. If you go into the lumbar, you go like that,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
But it's the thoracic is this way. Okay? So
And
you
that's why
bend your spine only in the certain section And that should be a good thing, right?
And then only in the last sequence you add these two things, right? Where you have
Yeah, the arms
right?
back.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
do both.
And you're
Ideally,
and you're
you can.
attempting to yeah.
Attempting, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Well, I didn't do the second sequence like that.
Well,
Must
I've never tried to lift my forearms
I
up.
tried it a couple of times and always really
All
failed
right.
because I noticed that really my lumbar. If I tried it,
So this is the, you see
you're
how
kidding.
beautiful that thing is? You can turn almost in every direction. That's
I
the
am
spine.
glad you're in California.
This is the spine that should be like a snake. That's what I mean, like a snake. You see how bent uh, that capabilities of the hat, and you see how beautiful that thing is. Yeah.
Mm.
So that's the same you need to be on the from the head. You see how butter
Sure.
can really turn. It's amazing, right?
Really, really explicit.
Yeah, look at that, right? So you have to train really the spine the same way, or at least in the happy body, we try to make it that way, right? We try to really become a snake, like you move freely, move the body in every direction. Well,
Is that
that's
Natalie's
really the
snake?
yes,
Is that Natalie's snake? She
yeah,
didn't.
butter,
Yeah.
yeah. So both it's beautiful, it's sweet, it's like really um, very delicate and sensitive. But it
We
moves.
don't have any snakes in Ireland.
Huh? Why?
No,
Well,
because it's
you
St.
have it
Patrick.
in terrarium, right? So, where it's warm and
Mm.
yeah, right? You see how nicely moves the head, and really that's what we want to create in the Avivada. The spine is a snake. Yeah, cool. All
Cool.
right, brother. Goodbye.
Ciao, ciao. I want to go to Jersey's house. Like, like all the stories from what I've heard, what kind of animals you find there,
Mm.
there's no shortage of animals ever.
Mm.
Wow. Hi guys, by the way. Uh, yeah. Sorry, we got a bit sidetracked with
So now
happy
you
body.
understand. You understand
Hmm.
the snake idea, right?
Mm.
The spine. So when you really think about how the body goes back, it
Mm.
should go back and it should go forward. So that's your spine to the side and forward and backward. That backward spine is usually not working in people because usually they age and they become this way. So the thorax
Mm.
spine and the neck is fused. So these
Mm.
three arches in the happy body, they are there to prevent, never happen this way, right? Never
Mm.
happen that your spine moves forward, bridges itself, and cannot go backward,
Mm. I
right?
know I've heard you speak previously, Jersey, about a piece of equipment where you extend, your feet are hooped up and you're coming, what's it called?
Inversion table?
Exactly, I've inverted. I couldn't think of it.
Inversion
Um,
is only to stretch. the spine, but not really to bend. So
Yeah.
the bend of the spine is a different story. The
So
decompression is one.
who is the inversion table helpful for? I mean, what
Or
type of person physically?
everyone that lives life, because
Mm,
everyone experiences the pressure and
mm,
compression of the spine. That's where the discs are coming out, press on nerves, and then we have problems of any electricity problems in our body. So it's a structural thing. Usually
mm,
people lose an inch or two during the life, so they become shorter. They become shorter because those discs are
mm,
thinner and thinner and thinner. They collapse. So when you are on this inversion table, it will help you to decompress, decompress, decompress. That's why
mm,
we hang upside down. And also, things like standing tall helps too because you are pulling everything up.
mm, mm.
So
No,
the
I'm thinking of somebody in particular who has a lot of issues around the upper back and shoulders.
that's your arches, definitely.
Mm,
You cannot you the compression is good and the arches are also good when the head goes on both
mm,
sides. And
mm,
if you practice the arches, because the arches when you're on the ground, right? And then you
mm,
go. So that is what's happening really there, right? So first you move and then move back to see backward. So or the ceiling.
mm,
The thing about the culture of the spine that is flexible and moves in every direction. Why is it needed? Well, in when we are young and athletic, all the throws of the ball is powered by the spine and not by the arm, including
mm,
the pitching, right? The pitchers usually, when they have the ball, like they have to turn, right? They have to turn and then they have to arch the spine back. So there are two things that are happening. Turn, so that's the hips power, right? So when
mm,
you turn and you turn back, that's your hips. But when you arch the spine back, that is your spine. So when you have the ball there, now it's your hips. Your hips are unrotating and the spine is moving. Boom. So the more you have this flexibility in the spine, the more you can arch back and use it to throw the ball. And if you
mm,
do that the power comes from the full core, from the spine, and the shoulder will never be injured. But once the pitcher depends only on the shoulder, then that shoulder will get a beating. The body, the power is in the spine, not in the shoulder. But that is the same thing as in golf. In golf, it's the same thing. You go twist, 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 right? The whole spine. And then you go back, 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 back. You're here. And now the movement of the hips, fast, right? But I will go slowly. The hips move and drive the club off the ground. When you see it really fast, the hips begin and the club go. So this is the same in the snatch. When you are in that position, hips and the spine back, the bar flies up. So you can see how the posture and and the flexibility of the spine are crucial in people's life. But not only, also in extreme athletics. When athletes are performing on the highest level, they need that spine. You see sometimes pole vaulters, right? They fly up, right? They are in that state and they slam, right? But they slam with the spine, not with the arm. They have to use the spine for the power. The
And
power is in the spine, not in the.
the boxers as well, right, Jersey?
Oh
You
yeah,
see
yeah. All the moves, the
the
same
whole body
thing.
to punch.
Yeah, all the moves and the hip, right? Hip, and then the arm is finishing. But it's very fast feet. You can see sometimes boxers when they describe coaches as feet, da 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 da, also about the feet. How fast the feet are. And the same with the spine, because spine can be slower than the arm. So it has to be trained. Like I uh, work with a lot of water polo players. So they have to really learn to use the spine in the water, right? Because they are not much off the water. I have to really use the spine. So it's a that teaching the spine to be faster and faster is crucial, because if the arm is faster than the spine, then the arm will take over. And that's why here the coaching is to make that spine fast, or the hips. So it is in the snatch, the hips have to be faster than the arms. Once that happens, the hips take over. And the snatch is originated from the hips. It's just the same as the ball is originated from the spine. Fantastic, right?
Yeah, that's why I guess that the power of Mike Tyson, for instance, he was really fast with the hips and with the spine, really fast. It was like, boom.
You can imagine how the punch was delivered like that. Martial artists too, right? When they go and when the end happens, when they want to break something, is that break comes from the hips and from the spine. It ends on the punch and the crashing with that comes from here, just not from the arms only. You can see that's why they are moving constantly with the body. So one thing is that flexibility is a crucial element of actually creating it, and the other thing is that this these power places, they have to be faster than the other places in the body, and usually they are slower. So that's why it's a lot of snatches and snatches to create first the capability to the person that the hips are faster than the arms. Because the arms are not existing in the Olympic weightlifting. They are not there. They are only blocking, but not lifting and pressing. There is no lifting by the arms and no pressing at all. It's all snap, snap. So when the jerk is, yeah, so they go down, throw, and they go down, catch. So it's a throw and catch. If there is a press and the catch is really like this, then it's a red light, no lift. Yeah, the body has to go down and lock. So it's a picture, boom, boom. Snatch the same thing, throw, catch. It's awesome feeling when it happens the right way. So you train the nervous system, you train the hips, you train the spine, and also because of that, you train mobility, you train flexibility, and you train the nervous system, first of all, that is needed to have this smooth way of walk and behave. So as soon as something is stiff and the person is not controlling fast enough certain body parts, then becomes awkward, right? So that the person can start becoming kind of awkward and cautious. But that is one that it can be limitation of the body, but also nervous system that is slow and it's not controlling fast enough. So that's what the tripping is. When people trip, yes, when they trip, then they trip because they cannot arrest themselves fast enough, save themselves. So when they trip on something, they step on a ball. Let's say I step many times on the ball because we have a dog, so the balls are there. So when I step, I sense right away that I step on something, and right away I react to that fast. So I don't really slip and crash. And every time, unexpectedly, my body does it because I'm not doing it. My body does it. And it's fast enough so I don't crash. So when people become 60 and 70 and they walk and they trip on something, the body is not fast enough to save itself. That's why it crashes. It shouldn't be crashes normally. Yeah? We don't crash. We don't fall, unless it's really something really accident or something. I don't fall. No matter what I do, there's no falling. So why the snatches? The snatches in life is to, because the nervous system is the fastest here in the snatch in any exercise you can imagine. And the movement of the body down, that movement in the snatch position when it goes down, snap in, is the fastest movement in athletics, that the body does the movement faster than throwing, punches in boxing or, martial art. That body snaps very fast. And since the nature of that move is the nervous system, fast nervous system, then when you train Olympic weightlifting, first of all, snatches, you become fast. And the body becomes fast, and the body can save itself in any difficult position or situation when the balance is challenged.
Jersey, in other words, you can say that in consequence help you to be faster in terms of thinking and making different analysis because you have a faster nervous system?
Well, the body is there for me, right? So when I think about something, the body is there. I'm the expression of the body, right? So when I move my arm, the movement is supported by the body. It's not my desire to move, but capability of the body, possibility of the body, right? So when I think or when I study or when I walk, it's the same thing, right? If the body is capable, of anything, you don't have the body that the body aged. You know, you have the body that is the same as a 20-year-old has before it deteriorates. So if you keep the speed nervous system fast, then really definitely saves you from a lot of problems and a lot of awkwardness. And then you have to add the strength to it flexibility, because if you are fast and you are not flexible or mobile, well, you are awkward anyway. So that's when the happy body comes in. So you have flexibility. You know what the flexibility is. The flexibility is the capability of the muscle to stretch. Mobility is capability of the bones to move. So if you are mobile, you cannot move the spine, like you cannot move the spine backward. It's fused, right? The spine is like that, doesn't want to go the other way. So if the bones are stuck like that, then they will not go back, or the muscle is holding them that way very tight, that will not let the bones go. So you have flexibility, mobility, and that's the idea of agility, right? When the body moves. But the body moves because the body is capable. And then you have the mind on top of it, of the skills. What do you want from that body? So you study skiing, you study boxing, martial art, or weightlifting, all the skills, pole vaulting, or baseball, or football. It really doesn't matter what is it. But the athlete is built out of only two things: skill and power. If you improve power, you improve the athlete. So my side is always to improve the power of all athletes. It doesn't matter what they are, whatever they do. They need to be stronger, and they need to be faster, and they need to be flexible to be able actually to do that, and not to injure themselves. Because as soon as the sprinter goes a little bit faster and that flexibility ends, pulls the hamstring. It's another factor here on the top of athletics, that if you are fast, but your flexibility is behind, you will pull the muscle. Because you are fast, so the stride is longer, and that flexibility of the hamstring is not enough, comes to the end, pull, break. And that can be months of healing. It depends how the tear is. So the flexibility, that the happy body is an essential element of an athlete. Because eventually they come to the point that can break, and they can break because of inflexibility and development in the body, tension that develops, and then cracks. So it's very complex. You could see how an athlete is a complex of capabilities of flexibility that has to be there, and has to be more than the movement is, even with the added speed. It has to be strong, has to be fast. And that's one, and this changes all the time. It's not like you can really achieve something and you will be always there forever. So the sprinter, when the sprinter goes from 100 meters from 9.8 to 9.7, there is more flexibility needed for it. And the body has to be trained to have it already. If it's not, the pull happens, the injury happens. See it?
And it takes so long to come back from an injury because all of the other attributes deteriorate.
Or usually when we pull the white tissues, and these are the tendons, these are the white tissue going into the muscle. They are strings of fast twitch muscle. And when you pull that, it's like you would pull the tendon, you would pull the bone. And that's why it takes sometimes months to heal. It's not a red tissue is stretched. It can be, But the danger is in the white tissues. Achilles in, let's say, running or jumping, high jump. High jump is depends on really a lot of on the foot and Achilles, and that Achilles has to be flexible. If that Achilles, because the jumper goes go go, hit the ground and off, and usually because of the training, the Achilles becomes thicker and bigger than the other leg. But it has to be flexible. As soon as flexibility is not there, the pull will happen. So the flexibility has to be really a major part of the athlete. Priority has to be on flexibility and not on the skills, on the power of the athlete, because the lack of flexibility will destroy that. And many athletes, when they have injuries, that's where it really happens. Stiffness get us.
It's kind of mind blowing for me because after a long time doing different endurance sports like triathlon here in Mexico and representing my own country with good coaches, you never work that. Never, never work flexibility.
Yeah,
Never.
that's why you end up, destroying the body, and everybody does. That's why not many, go to the top, because eventually everybody is crushed, and magically maybe, right, genetically, you have a body that is more flexible than anybody, and then you survive. But there is no cognitive action on actually coaches to keep this flexibility for everyone. So the happy body has to be the part of every sport. Doesn't matter what they do. I tell them, hey, the happy body is internal massage, and it's also the one that will make you flexible, but the one also that will detect any problems in the body that could be built in. You have to be like that snake. You have to be flexible to be fast. Have you seen the snake when the snake snaps? Holy moly, how many times I watch and I don't see it. It's just, you don't see it. It's like in the snatch too. You see boom and boom, and then you can see the snatcher there, right? But you don't see between. So if you create such a speed, then you have to be flexible. The faster the sprinter is, the more flexible. So when sprinters come into my place, they are extremely flexible. When marathon runners come into my place, they look like that. Like that. And the sprinters put their hands on the ground. Well, that's the nature of the sport, right? To make you that way. But the nature of the sport is not really enough. It has to be cognitive thinking, knowledge, and education that we need flexibility. Why we need it. And coaches that actually spend time to integrate that into the training system. Oh, you are thinking. I gave you today a lot of thinking. Many levels of thinking. Today is the day. Today is the day that it's a good day.
Yeah. It's so
And
strange.
I'm not going to praise myself too much because I will sound like somebody.
It is so strange that flexibility is so little recognized.
But it's
so
the
I'm working-
major major reason for injuries. Major. 99%.
I know it's
Almost everything is like flexibility reason. As soon as the flexibility ends, the pull happens.
mm,
And it can be on the skateboard, it can be on the surfing, and it can be in skiing, it can be in throwing the ball. When the flexibility of the arm ends, when the arm comes out and the flexibility is not there, what will happen? Pull happens.
mm,
So in every athlete can experience that pull injury when the athlete becomes better and better. It means becomes faster and faster, right? Because the speed is the athletics. And as soon as the speed is ahead of the flexibility, boom. And it's naturally there is a lot of flexibility, and also this adjustment of the body, that the body also becomes flexible when it's trained. But that ends eventually, and the speed is better than flexibility. And that is the danger. That is the end game here. Injury is 100%. 100% at that time.
In Jersey, in my journey, I've noticed that when you're recovering from the injury, you're actually stiffer in that joint or in the muscle.
Because the body is like, healing, right? The body is healing, is building, tries to heal, make scars. That is why, right? And this is the time when people try to stretch more and more, and they tear more and more scars and bigger scars.
Yeah, exactly. You got a sore muscle or a tear, and the physical therapist says to stretch it.
No, you don't stretch it. You put the ice on top, cool it down completely. Inflammation is gone, healing is gone. Then you stretch it. Then you can take microprogression and the happy body and break the scar. You break the scar when the scar is happy, and not when the scar is not happy. When the scar is not happy, it will be bigger scar.
I shake my head, I think sometimes too, Jersey, because it's like so much of the information out there that we get and experts and what have you, you know, would you go to somebody who's broke for financial advice? Of course not. But yet we go to people who can't move their bodies, cannot touch their toes, don't know anything about athletics or movement, and they are somehow experts in how to repair a body, So
somehow we don't see it, that they are not, you see. It's not easy to see because there is a lot of noise and they seem like they know. Right? When they talk, they are really great in the talk. In financial advising is that when somebody is poor, somebody is poor and you're not going to go to that one and learn how to be rich. Right? So you're not going to do that. But when somebody wrote 7 books about kinesiology and flexibility and so on, right? You think that somebody knows. And that is the fall here, right? That is a problem, that somebody might not be like a doctor who is knowing everything about, but also has hypertension, diabetes, and blah, blah, blah.
That's it right there. You got it.
How many doctors you know like that? Mm-hmm. So that can be the same with coaches, trainers, and so on. So you have to watch for it because, your flexibility, your power, everything is at stake. And what is at stake when it comes to living life? At stake is your quality of life. And when that is happening, then you have to look, okay, where is the quality of life? How would you describe it? How would you define it? That's how we try to, with the happy body, to put into the 6 standards. And they said, okay, this is the quality of life. This is a good life. This is when we pursue all these 6 things. and we can really have those 6 things at really when we actually do something on a daily basis, we are lucky we have something that can help us.
Jersey, I'm going to have to go because I have another meeting in 5 minutes.
All right. Yeah, good day today. Wow.
Love the snake. Love that the snake is in California.
All right, let's put up the words. What is the word, Margaret, before you vanish?
Snake.
Snake. Yay. You took my word. Thomas, what is the word? Thomas, word.
Arch.
Arch. Okay. Braulio.
Flexibility.
Aaron.
Quality.
Quality. Okay. And my will be, I don't know, wisdom. You know, somehow we have to see why to do the happy body. How we can see it, right? Somehow that wisdom has to be passed on. And, you know, I'm trying to do that. And I guess I have to acquire some kind of wisdom how to talk to the world about that, right? So that is the challenge, that how to really pass that wisdom on people, that they can see that they actually need it and why they need it. Like, you know, somebody said, if you know why, you can bear anyhow.
Mm.
So you know, education, wisdom is important. The information and study is really important in life. All right, guys.
Thank you, Jersey. Thanks,
Fantastic
everyone.
day.
Thank you very much. See you guys.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Bye-bye.
Take care. Ciao, ciao.